Ooly. Good day, everyone. So, welcome to the third episode of the Ooly Dooly podcast. I'm here with my mate Josh Holland from Boysie in Sydney. How you going, mate?
What up? What up? Good, Brazzy. Good. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm very good, mate. Great to have you on this morning. Thank you for taking the time to join me, mate, and talk a little bit about yourself and your brand and your story, man.
Thank you. No worries.
All right. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with Josh, he does run a brand called Boysie in Sydney. So, born in Kiwi land and moved across the ditch to Sydney a few years ago, was it?
Yeah, bro. 2 years now, man.
Oh, only 2 years. Shit. So
yeah,
fairly new to the country. So I guess that's good, man. That's really good. And yeah, and you've started your brand Boysie, and just tell us a little bit about it, man, and how it all started and all that. So.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. So, as Keegan said, Kiwi fella living over in Sydney, been about 2 years now. Absolutely loving it. We live by Coogee, so it's an unreal spot. And yeah, so I've started a brand called Boysie. So it's a clothing brand that encourages conversation around men's mental health, essentially. And yeah, just kind of reaching out and checking on your mates and just showing that it's there's actually strength and vulnerability. We actually do dope clothes too. So because I always found that I don't know, like I've seen Beyond Blue that they're awesome, they do great things, but I've seen some ugly clothes. So we're just trying to encourage cool clothes and just cool conversation around it. So that's kind of the basis on Boysie. Been going for around a year now, and yeah, slowly building, man. That's good, a lot of great people, a lot of great stories, like yourself, Kaz.
Yeah, bro. Well, that's good, eh? I think it's really good to sort of use what you have as a tool to, for bigger initiatives and work towards a bigger picture, I suppose. Because like a brand like myself, I'm just doing it because I love saying "holy cunt," you know what I mean? But you're obviously, and just for people like that, like mucking around. But you obviously, doing it for a much bigger, something much bigger than yourself, which I think is really inspiring. And obviously, you're helping a lot of people. So we had a little chat before we started doing the potty, and obviously, yeah, you're helping a lot of people, man. So it's really inspiring to see, I think.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. But it's a bit of the same though as well, man. Like I like your brand too because it's just you, man, being you. And I think these days that's what brands have got to be, eh? They've just got to be natural, man, because you eventually get found out, especially in this world. So
yeah, real cool.
Boysie, bro, is a lot like your man. You say like Boysie.
Yeah, just tell us a bit. Tell us a bit about Boysie, because I don't think a lot of lads because I'm in Queensland, I've never heard it before. So tell us about where it originated and what it means and all of that.
So there's a beautiful, beautiful lady, man, called Helen Benj, and she's one of my best mates, old ladies. And when we used to go out as a group of young lads to, go out on the town, she'd come out to the front doorstep and go, "Okay, now, boys, I want you to just look after each other, and make sure you're looking after all the other boys and girls who's out there." We used to hug and say, "Yes, Helen, thank you very much." And as soon as she said Boysie, it's just kind of stuck, and we'll just call each other, "Oh, Boysie, what's going on now? Boys." One of my mates is called Boyce to 5'9", and when he's feeling sexy, he's Boyce to 6'9". 69. So it's just kind of built. It's a bit of a laugh, and I think it's just it's very similar to your one, man. You just like saying it.
In a way, I suppose, it is. That's good, eh? I think it's cool. Like, just another brand that's like mine. It's really cool to see because obviously all the and I think YKTR as well. Like, there seems to be a lot of
they're huge.
They're just like things people are saying, and it's cool, man.
I really like it because it's like, I don't know, like if you like those guys, I don't know, they're just being themselves and they're just putting, and then they just at the end there's a product there, but they deliver so much value. And it's, I don't know, everyone's just building their own personal brands these days, especially inspired by YKTR. They're huge, but
man,
man, I don't know.
They're a big inspiration of mine. Maybe not so much. Well, I don't know. Like I think I actually started the brand before I found out about them. But since then, I've actually looked at what they're doing, and at first I didn't like what they were doing, but then I sort of realized what they're like. How I don't know if you follow them on Instagram, but how he posts random as shit throughout the day. I don't know if you noticed that. Like he just posts random shit that's got nothing to do with the brand, and I'm just like, what the fuck is he doing, man? Filling my feed with this shit off Google Images, like. I don't understand, bro. But then I sort of realized and then he said it because I listened to a few of his podcasts, and he said he's not making his brand his because it's all Instagram based, obviously, his brand mainly, and same as many others like ours as well.
Of course.
Trying to not make it just a catalog, because I go on like other brands that you see, and they're just catalogs, bro. Like, just close and close. No story. You know, you don't know the creator. You know, they don't have a face to the brand. You know, it's just clothes. You know, it's just a print on a shirt. You know what I mean? So when he said that in his podcast, and I was listening to that, I was like, shit, man. You know, it makes so much sense now. You know, it's more than just, it can't just be a shirt. You know, it's got to be, you know, a story, and it's got to be, you know, people got to feel a connection to that. And I think that your brand is quite good at that, because, you know, you're engaging with your community and all of that. So it's quite cool, man.
I totally agree with what you said, and obviously what I says as well, because man, you just want, like, the more of yourself you put out there, people are going to relate to different parts of you. So like, obviously I love reading books. Not everyone's going to like reading books, but certain people are. So then I've got to put all my personality out there so people can relate to me in a way. And I'm trying to find a way to relate to you. You know, you might follow footy, bro, and then I like following footy, so I put that out there. Yeah. So if it's just like closing it, you're like, fuck, clothes are cool, but I want to go deeper. Like, you need to have like certain amounts of contact before you really want to get stuck into that brand. So
yeah, that's it,
bro.
Because
he
like
just pumps it out for us.
Yeah, bro, he's ridiculous. I don't know if you might have seen his ad on Instagram for his like his course thing. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I'm feeling like fucking getting that. It's $1,000. It's $1,000. Yeah. that'll work. Yes, hook me up.
Any discount ones.
Literally. But yeah, bro, I seen that and I was like, fuck, man, because he obviously, I think, but because what sort of stopped me from getting it, apart from being a broke ass motherfucker, is just the fact that I don't think anything is ever gonna compensate for the fact that he is an NRL player, and he is, you know, he already has that following, and it doesn't matter what he does. I reckon most people are gonna get around it. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure, bro. For sure, and that's
gonna help. You know, so.
Whatever way he decides to go. So yeah, it's definitely inspiration for mine and inspiration for you, bro. So man, like, yeah, I'm really liking the stuff you're doing, bro. It's awesome, man. And can I ask you, like, as Boysie, obviously my thing's mental health and that, I don't know, man, like, have you ever had any serious, like, because how old are you, bro?
I'm 19, turn 19 this year.
19, see, bro, I'm 27, turning 28, damn. So yeah.
Look, that's old to me. That's old to me. But you look younger
old.
than that. I didn't think you're that old. You're energetic and stuff, man. You seem like, you know, way younger than that.
Just trying to keep up with these young bucks, you know, the old bull. But yeah, I don't know. Like, at your age, bro, like obviously been there, but it's just all about having fun, bro. Fresh out of school, you know, you're an adult man. Life's your oyster. I don't know, especially with you starting your business, bro, putting yourself out there. How have you found that, man? Have you had any backlash?
Not so much backlash to my face, because I'm a really upfront sort of person. Like, I only judge people from what I see personally. Like, if you say to me, like, oh, I hate this bloke, you know, he's a real dick and all this, but he's only been good to me, like, I won't believe you straight up. Like, I don't believe a word you say, because, you know, I only go off that. So I think some people probably talking shit behind my back, but I don't know if none of them have really come up to me and said anything. So I think that's a good thing, because maybe they don't hate it so much or they have such a problem that they feel like it's a need to tell me about it. You know what I mean? So, because a few of my mates have said, oh, this fellow was saying that, what the hell are you making videos for? Or why are you doing a brand? You know what I mean? But they haven't said it to me. So I'm just like, oh, all good. You know, they mustn't be too fussed about it. So, but yeah, man, it was hard, eh? Especially, I remember doing the first time I put my face on the brand. I still remember doing that. Like, I took a video and I was like, because I think I had because the idea of the brand was just to be for schoolies. So obviously you'd know about schoolies and
yeah, bro.
In Queensland, of course. So yeah, we did that last year, and oh man, it was Ooly Cunt was meant to be for that. So I just printed all these shirts and sold them at schoolies, and all the boys go around it, and it was fucking awesome. But it never was meant to be anything after that. But after it, I didn't sell all the shirts that I wanted to sell, and I was like, you know, this is kind of fucking cool, and everyone seems to like it. So I want to keep going with this. So put my face on the brand. I remember I took a video on my phone for the story, Instagram story, and I was like shitting my pants, you know. I was like shitting bricks, because I'm not really big on Instagram myself with my own account.
Yeah.
And not on Snapchat, and I don't have Snapchat anymore, so I'm only Instagram, you know, trying to get rid of distractions and shit. But you know, like, yeah, never been too out there with that sort of stuff, you know. So that was tough, man. And I did like 50 takes and all this shit and got every word right. But now I'm just like, fucking don't even give a shit, you know, like, because you sort of, you know, obviously you build your confidence with it, and you know, people are supporting you, so it feels good, yeah. But I've been doing like videos more now, like not so much vlogs, but just little videos here and there of just so people can get to know me and get to know about the brand more, because I think it's a bit vague, you know, what it's all about. So, and I guess, you know, trying to make little bits of content here and there, and those were tough as well, because, you know, I've got to walk around in public, like when I don't know if you watch the thrift shop one, I've got to walk around in public, and I've got my phone, I've got to fucking hold it out here and video, and, you know, all these old heads in Toowoomba, you know, I'm just like shamed, you know, so it is tough, but getting better at it slowly, I guess.
Hard.
It's always a challenge, I guess, you know, putting yourself out there, out of your comfort zone, so. But yeah.
You stoked with it though, when you got the end product, bro, when you're going out there all day and you've been videoing, bro, and you're home, like, yeah, today.
Well, that's what I was thinking, like, when I was doing that. I don't know if you watch Big Jimbo one. No one seems to get around Big Jimbo.
Who's he?
Oh, he's the big crab, bro. I was trying to save this big fucking crab.
I saw that, Jay. I saw that, bro.
He is this fucking big, man. Biggest crab I have ever seen. And and yeah, I was trying to say, and I was like, you know, I could make a little video about this, you know, and maybe people will like him, but maybe they don't, and obviously they don't. But when I was videoing that, I was like, you know, I was skateboarding to the shop and shit, and I had my phone and I was talking, and I was like, you know, people walking past and stuff, and I was like, fuck this, shame, you know, I felt shamed.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck, I better do it as best I can, because when I get back to edit it, and it's, you know, it better be fucking good enough to put up, because I don't want to have, you know, no audio or no talking, and, you know, be not engaging. So, you know, you got to just
cut it yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You just got to do it, I suppose, so you can, yeah.
But it must be hard for you. Like, obviously, I've moved to Sydney, bro, and I don't know no one, G. Like, it's low, so I can do whatever, bro. Like, no one, like, bro, I don't really wear shoes anywhere. So, like, I'm rocking, like, barefoot, bro, all through the supermarket, G. And I've got jeans in there. And I'm like, bro, like, this is normal from where we're from, but no, everyone gives me the weirdest looks, G. I'm like, what is there, syringes out there? Do you know someone? Hey, on the gear.
Yeah,
but it's just like, so, like, I don't really have much shame, so it's a lot easier for me. I can imagine, like, you're just skateboarding, and then fucking your mate's old lady's like, oi, up to? Put your phone away.
Yeah, exactly.
Any selfies?
Yeah, bro. But that's what it's like, and I don't know, and I think, did you ever find that hard? Because obviously with the whole, you know, encouraging men to put themselves out there and the initiative behind your brand, that would have been tough for you as well, you know?
It definitely was, bro. Even, like, especially vlogging, like, it's hard, bro. You got to video yourself. I do a lot of videos of myself anyway, but, yeah, like you say, you get used to it. But I think just... Even, like, it's still hard for me today just to be vulnerable and just say how I'm having a rough time, bro. Like,
yeah, that's probably the hardest one.
Bad days, bro.
Yeah,
but you get so much out of it. I don't know. It's like when you speak something into. So when something's in your mind and you're stressed out, and say if you're able to speak it out, bro, you kind of put it out there. It's out of your head. It's the same with writing it down. It leaves your head, bro, and then you put it in the past. It's gone. So every time I do it and I talk about how I'm having a shit day, or I'm the biggest doubter on myself, and I actually able to speak to someone for 15 minutes and just like they just listen, I just feel so much better, bro, and I'm able to move on with my life because that problem's gone. So I don't know, it's always hard, but that's like anything, bro. It's just something you jump into a cold pool, you're not keen, and you jump in, bro, and it's safe as.
Yeah, that's all good. I think that's the hardest thing. Do you talk aloud your thoughts a lot? Do you think that helps? To yourself?
Crazy ass fella walking
crazy fella walking and talking to himself.
What am I having for dinner tonight?
What's he on?
Chicken out. They leave the oven on. I'll write it down, bro. But I do because I found myself just being negative, bro, and just talking shit. Like, say say you have a rough day with anyone, bro, and like you're not really getting along with your workmate, and you bring someone else, you just end up just being negative and talking shit about them. Like no one wants to hear that, bro. So I just found that just journaling, if you just write it down, get it out of your head, then you're going to be more positive person to other people, and then you don't have to like bring them down with your negative and shit, you know?
No one likes that guy.
No one likes that guy. That's just D-Buzz. Like,
exactly.
Tony, bro. Tony looks like he's had a rough day.
Get to kill the vibe. Yeah, chill out, man.
So, yeah, I think journaling helps, bro, and I encourage that. And obviously exercise too, bro. I see that you got a few deadlift videos on there, cuz. So surely a tutorial
enough. Nah, because that was tough for me as well, you know. But I think because I never, like at my school, like you were saying, I think it's just like in Australia. I don't know about NZ or anywhere else in the world, but definitely in Australia where I live, bro. It's, you know, if you try at something, people will give you shit for it, if you know what I mean. Or if you say like I'm doing this or I want to do this or that, you know, you'll get your piss taken away, even by your best mates, and mainly by your best mates. They'll look for anything to take the piss out of you. They might just be doing that as a joke, and they are, but you know, when you're trying to be serious, sometimes it's tough, hey. So, you know, but I was documenting my training because, like, I've done my knee a few times, and I haven't played good footy. I was playing footy like seriously in 2017. And it was going really well, and I was on track, like I was hitting all my goals, and I had like a pathway ladder sort of thing that I had planned out, and I was, you know, reaching everything, and then I just boom, my knee gone, bruv, and then, you know, it's 3 years now, and I've just got my knee. It's getting really good now. It's strong as hell. So I just wanted to like document it, and I thought by putting it in front of people online where everyone can see, it sort of makes me a bit more accountable, and it shows just for me, you know what I mean? Like I'm not really putting it for anyone else to see, but just having it there, people can see it. And I think that's going to keep me in myself accountable for myself. And then when I look back in a year or two, where hopefully I've reached my goals, then I can see like, fuck, you know, that's where it all started, bro. I was just running laps, or I was doing 150 deadlift. Like, look at me now, you know, I've hit my goals. And so that's sort of why I did that. But
for sure, bro.
I think that's hard, man, doing all that sort of stuff and putting yourself out there.
It is, bro. And it's like, I don't know, it's like with anyone, bro. Like if you hear your mates, like my age at the moment, like everyone's kind of buying houses and that, and looking to get married and shit, bro. People are getting old, bro. You know, your things, but like, you know, it's just the same. Like, say one of my mates just bought a house and I haven't bought mine yet, and I'm just kind of like, fuck, you get a little bit cut. It's just because you see people changing and evolving, bro, and so that's why people talk shit. Like you put yourself out there. So no, I love that you're documenting your journey, bro. That's the whole thing, huh?
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Yeah. So
yeah, bro.
Any questions, bro?
Any questions? Well,
anything else you want to know?
I mean, what's the scene like in Sydney, actually? Tell me about it, bruv. Like, because most Kiwi, because I got told, this is what I got told. Like,
hit me, brother.
Kiwis move from Kiwiland, obviously, to Sydney.
Yep.
So, and then, you know, like South Africans move from South Africa to like Western Australia. So what's it like down there, bro? Have you been around like Australia or well, apparently, I don't know. Cause we used to play WA in the rugby comp, and they used to just flog everyone because they got all these big South African bastards in there. Oh, they're nuts, bro. They are nuts. But
doing all the line out calls and Afrikaans, you're like, fuck, how are we supposed to suss them out?
God damn, when they're speaking Afrikaans, you're like, all right, time to leave. I'm not playing.
Take me off, except the grass cut them.
Take me off. Yeah, bro. What's it like down there, man? Is it do you get out, or have you been around Australia? Is it any different, or what's it like?
Unreal, G. So me and a lot of my mates are from Wellington, bro, where the Keints are from.
Nice. Yeah, up the Keints.
Windy wellies, G. Like a lot of rain, rubbish, bro. So, bro, moved to Sydney, bro. Barely rains. Bro, always sunny ends, bro. Beautiful. You can swim all year round. There's a scene, so like, I don't know, like you can party in wellies until like 23, and then like there's not too many clubs. So like I'll start rocking up, bro, and that's been like, you know, the 17-year-olds are coming through, G, and I'm like this old kudo in there, bro. So whereas in Sydney, there's so many different spots and scenes, G, for different ages, bro. So you could be Peter Pan for the rest of your life, G. You don't have to grow up, bro. Like that's sick, you can just hiss, and it's just, bro, it's mad, bro. It's what can I say, bro? Sydney is unreal.
Mm.
It's last G. It's expensive, and like obviously,
Fuck yeah, it'd be expensive. God damn.
Bro, if you come down, bro, I have to show you around.
Yeah, for sure. Because I don't have many friends down there, but you have to show me around. But yeah, man,
come down.
I will. I want to, because I like thrift shopping, and I like, I don't know, Toowoomba's pretty basic, and even Brisbane. But yeah, I want to come down there, and I want to watch club footy down there. What's it, Shoot Shield, or no? I think that's league, cricket or something. But they got that competition down there, which is like the club teams in Brisbane, the club comp, which is the Hospital Cup Challenge or whatever it's called. But the one in Sydney, like Sydney's like rugby capital of Australia. Like that's it. That's all our good footies down there. So I've always wanted, yeah, bro. I've always wanted to go down there and watch club footy and shit, because it's just another level. And even first 15 footy. Have you watched any first 15 footy down there, bro?
No, is it hectic here, Jay?
Fuck yeah, it's nuts, bro. They had a game last year, so the GPS comp down there is like, bro, I don't even know how many times better than Queensland. Like, it's nuts, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, when I was at Downlands, so the big schools are like, I don't know, like Scots College. They got one called Scots. They got Joey's. They got Shaw, Riverview, or whatever it's called. Like these big schools, bro, and they're fucking huge schools. And I think one year Scots won it. Like they won the grand final by like 100 points or something.
Holy shit!
It's just
are these private schools?
Yeah, big private schools, bro. Like absolutely fucking nuts. Like, and that team, like, I don't know, Angus Crichton, the second row for Roosters. Oh, lad, that's your team, bro. Sydney Roosters.
Bro, surely the Bunnies.
No, the Bunnies. The actual Bunnies. Nah, because but they just pump out league players and Super Rugby players, like these schools. But they had a game last year, and it was kind of equivalent to, I'll put it in terms for you, what do we say, like Auckland Grammar and Kings or something like that, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like massive rivalry team game and shit. And they scored, I think it was Joey's, and I can't remember the two schools, but they had this game. It was last year, and it was packed out, all the old boys around the the field and shit.
Yeah.
And one of the teams that was losing, they scored in like the last minute. They scored, kicked the goal or whatever. They were winning by like 4 points. Pandemonium. It was nuts. And then get this right, at the start of the game, before the game even starts, so GPS games, first 15 games kick off at like 1:05 or something like that. The fucking goalpost fell over or something before the game. What? Yeah, so they had that. So it was fucking nuts already, bro. Like the scene was crazy already. Like the goalpost fell over. So they had to get in and fix it up. And then it was like 3:00 when the game started. So it was absolutely crazy. And then they kicked off, right? Because it was like 30 seconds left. So, in rugby union, how the losing team, what is it? The team that, the other team receives it. So the team that scored receives the ball. So the losing team, so they're losing, they kick it off, right? And they've got all their reserves on now, right? And they're fucking reserve second row or something. They let it bounce. He picks it up. Like they chase it. He gets it, and then he runs like 5 meters, passes it to the reserve hooker on the inside, number 16. Number 16 gasses the fullback and scores under the post, under the post off the kickoff, and they fucking win the game, bro. They win the game, and all the old boys are right there, and they fucking break the barriers, and they all run in and onto the field, which is like not allowed. Like there's police there and shit, and there's all these old boys, bro. Oh my days, bro. I've never seen anything like it. But that shit, that's what I want to go down there and see, because we have big rivalries in Queensland, like Nudgee and Terrace and Downlands and Grammar, and they're nuts. Some of the games are absolutely nuts. Like, Grammar Downlands last year was nuts. Grammar Downlands 2017, nuts. 2016, nuts. Like they're just, they're winning by like 3 points and shit. Downlands won for the first time in 5 years last year, and that's my old school. Like, bro, it's just crazy. And then Nudgee Terrace, like, that's crazy too. They're like the big GPS schools, Nudgee and Terrace. Bro, you want to watch a hectic footy game? Go watch Nudgee Terrace 2016. That game was fucking crazy.
Yeah, all on YouTube.
All on YouTube. 2017, crazy game. They're just winning like the last 5 minutes. Like it's absolutely nuts. And the 2016, yeah, bro. And the 2016 game was like all in the rain and shit, and bro, it was absolutely crazy. And it's actually But that's what I want to go down there and to see all the footy and just because it's just the biggest city, you know, like Sydney and Melbourne are Australia's big cities, you know what I mean? So, yeah,
What are you talking about? I'm semi-aroused. Like the passion you're putting in there, that is very huge.
bro, I don't know. It's
Jesus.
it's just mad watching it and because I've only ever been to Grammar Downlands live, and I grew up and I've been in Downlands since year 8, and just every year, bro, we're just getting flogged, and you know, then you come close. I think 2016 we nearly won the first 15 when I was in year 10, bro. We scored on like full time, and we won. We were like winning. We would have won. The ref called it held up, and then we lost the game, bro. Like, can't.
There would have been tears, bro.
There was, bro, we cry every year, bro, when we lose. Fuck, but they won. But then I like left the school and went to a different school, bro. And then they won that next year, and bro, when they won, god damn, because we had this really good fullback. Yeah, and he just. They had some good players as well. Like a couple of their forwards are really good, but this fullback, bro, he's playing Super Rugby and shit now. Yeah, he's a freak, bro. He's a professional athlete, like, and he just waxed everyone, bro. Literally, waxed everyone. Scored under the post on full time. Wow.
Bro, how mad's a mean waxer, eh?
Oh, bro, you should see this guy. He's KP, bro. Literally, KP waxed fullback. Oh man, so he scored a really good try. Early second half, and then late second half, like 1 minute to go, they gave it to him. And it's actually kind of funny how he should have passed it because they had an overlap and the center would have just jogged over it and scored. But he didn't pass it, and he just waxed this fella in front of him. And then he literally stepped like 3 more players, and then the front rower came and he grabbed the front rower and just threw him.
No.
Yeah, because he's strong, mate. Threw him. And then he just swannied over, bro. And like 4 people hanging off him. And it was just passion. It was passion, bro. And everyone's just like, everyone's just gone nuts, bro. And then they kicked it off and grabbed the ball and booted out and won the game first time in 5 years. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
The amount of just glute taps and man hugs, bro. Just would have been next level, bro. The showers would have been the place to be. Yeah,
bro. And then I went to the after party and they get on the DJ's playing and shit, and then it's like, you know, it's like 1 o'clock, and one of the boys from the team grabs the mic. We fucking brought the cup home. We fucking broke it.
Oh, bro.
That's nuts, eh? It's crazy. I wish they won when I was there, but god damn, they should have won.
Why did you change? Was it like last year at school, like you wanted to go study geography or something?
Just with my knee, I wasn't coming back because I was graduated in 2018. Yep. And I wouldn't have made it back in time for footy season because of my knee. So, and I don't know, the coach that I was there, he it's always seemed like he had something against me, bro, like all the time. Like he let me play because, I don't know, like I'd play and shit, but like I wanted to captain my school. Like I wanted to be captain, you know what I mean? So I'd try and be a leader and all of that sort of stuff, but he had his favorites. And if you were his favorite, then you're the captain. And if you were the best player, then you were the captain, you know what I mean? So, not necessarily the best leader would be the captain. And that sort of annoyed me because I always thought that I had a shot at that, you know what I mean? But he never paid me the time of day. And I don't know, I was younger then, not a lot younger, but I think in the head, I was a little bit, I don't know, I just thought I was the man or something. And so I was like, fuck this. I'll just leave the school. And I went to a different school. It actually happens to be that rival school of my school. So I went there. Something I never would have done. Yeah, I know, bro. And it still haunts me to this day. It was pretty good. Like, I got my grades up. My grades really benefited from that.
Awesome.
And now I'm studying a really good course at uni. So in that perspective, it's really good. But in terms of just, I don't know. Like, I just wish I was there when they won, or I just wish I wasn't at the other school when they won. Like I just wish I'd graduated and run on there with the old boys. And bro. But anyway, it's all done now. But yeah, that's why I changed, just to play footy and play better footy there. But my knee kept playing up, so I didn't even really get a chance, you know, to play any good footy that year. So yeah, bro, my knee, it's been a problem for the last couple of years. So next year is when
Man's back.
we get back on track next season. So
you speak very well, man. Like I think
thanks,
just be
bro.
good as a leader, man. You
Thank
get it
you.
and stuff, bro. So yeah, you speak really well. So what's the buzz next year? Is that still under 20s or what's the go for Super
under
Rugby?
20s, yeah.
Junior.
So in Brisbane, so in Toowoomba, we don't really play much union. So there's no Colts. I don't know if you have Colts in NZ or
Yeah, it's called Colts.
yeah, Colts. So I guess that's pretty universal then. So yeah, in Brisbane they have the Colts program. So that used to be up until this year. It used to be under 19s. So the kids such as myself who graduate when they're 18, they only get one season. Or actually, I take that back. I'm pretty sure if you're actually in school in Brisbane, you can still play Colts when you're in school. So I'm pretty sure they still do that. But in Toowoomba, obviously, we don't, we graduate and then we go to Brisbane. If you half want to play footy, you go to Brisbane, play footy there, but you only get one season if you're 18 in high school. So, but they changed it last year because it was such a big leap from under 19s to open men's in Brisbane. So everyone's playing literally everyone who's playing like Colts 1, suddenly they're playing 4th and 3rd grade. And, and then they just, they get lazy and eventually they just drop out or whatever because it's just not happening. You know what I mean? I guess something like that. So they've changed it to under 20s as of this season. So that would have given me this year to play, obviously as a 19-year-old, but my knee's fucked. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So my knee's still fucked. But because I had surgery, I had my second surgery in November last year. So, So in any other season before this one, this would have been my last year to play Colts, obviously. Yeah. But now my knee's fucked. But because they changed under 20s, I've got next season. So I'm going to move to Brizzy. Yeah. So I've got an opportunity 1 year. And obviously they have like Reds under 20s program. So, because I played in a Queensland team in under 15s. And that was a really good team. And that was like my goal for a whole year was to make that team before it. So. I made that and that was great. And then I think the run-on team automatically went into the under 16 Queensland's training squad, if you know what I mean. And then they picked a team from that. Yeah. So my name was in the training squad team. And then I think about 2 weeks before the trial, like before we started training, and then they picked the team and shit. That's when I did my knee. So I missed out on all the under 16 competition and then obviously missed out on all the under 18 schoolboys and, but yeah, not saying I would have made it or anything, but just the opportunity, I didn't have it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of annoying, So under 20s is sort of my last shot at making something before we get into open. So sort of.
Has it made you more hungry though, bro? What's your mindset now that I don't know? Obviously, you have highs and lows, bro. Injuries are tough, bro. Especially if you love footy, like you sound like you do, guys.
Yeah, bro. Well, it's actually really frustrating, bro, because when I was 15 and 16, like I was training twice a day, every day, exception for weekends because they didn't open the gym on weekends. So we used to just do a little bit of running. Do you know Cohen Herbert by any chance? You ever heard of him?
No, I don't. Sorry.
Oh, he's a Kiwi lad. He moved back he lives in Mount Maunganui. But I went to school with him and we were like training partners and stuff. And yeah, we were just training every day, bro. But since I did my knee and then just not having footy for like 3 years, it's harder to get into that routine again and again. So fuck, bro. But if I'm trying to get back into my routine and I can get back into it, bro, hopefully. Because the idea is I just want to be physically the best I can be so then it gives me the best opportunity, if you know what I mean. So just got to get in shape and get ready, bruv, because there's a lot of good flankers in Brizzy, so...
Oh, what are you, a 6 or a 7, bro? Or are you number 8 on the back, G, just ready to carry?
Yeah, well, I've always been on the back because I was taller when I was younger, if you know what I mean. I had that growth spurt early and all that, but then she stopped.
Tubes in there,
So I'm only 6 feet now, and I don't know, but most of the number 8s these days are 6'3", 4, 5 plus. So big dudes,
and they can,
and they're fast and. It's getting more and more like, gridiron and shit. It's all athleticism and power, and it's nuts, eh?
Right, skillful way, man.
They are,
if you're a hooker, for instance, hey, bro, you've got to be able to run,
pass, they are fast now.
Score, throw, bro.
Fast, man. Dane Coles, what have you done to us?
He's changed the game.
He's changed it, and he's like old head.
The runny bum, that's what they call him, bro. It looks like he runs fast. The runny bum.
Wow, that's nuts. I went there when I was on. We did a New Zealand tour for my old school at Downlands, and then I stayed with my family and we went up to the North Island and stuff. And I went and watched the Keints live play the Blues in 2017, bro. And that was my team, Keints. Fuck, that was awesome, bro. I never had anything like it, eh? It's awesome, bro. And that was such a good game. I think we won too. We beat the Blues. Well,
Yeah.
I
What
hope
up
we
back
would've
then?
won. Yeah, but exactly. They're actually playing tonight as well. Keints and Blues. So
Oh, huge game, G. The Blues are fucking dominating.
that's a big game.
Bro,
That's a big game. Yeah, I'm actually sad they lost to Crusaders, bro. Oh man, imagine if they beat them. Woo.
That was the team they kind of had to beat to kind of see where they're at, I think. So
but you never know. They could beat them again in the finals if they beat Keynes. So I guess we'll see.
True.
I guess we'll see. They have to bring Carter on.
Bro, surely he's going to be coming out, bro. That's where all the salary cap's gone. Fuck.
Oh, that's where all the salary cap. They paid $1 million for him to run water.
He's a fuck, bro. 38, bro. Dan Carter.
Oh,
what do you mean, eh, bro? What a freak, eh?
That's like, bro. Imagine just. So who they got at 5'8"? Is it Teddy Black? Who they have at 5'8"?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine just like being him, and what's he like? He's like 20 or something, or 22 or whatever. How old he is?
Yeah.
Imagine just chilling there at training, and then just look over, and here comes DC walking over the hill, bro. That's nuts. And he would have been watching him when he's like a little kid and shit, and now he's just there running in water, giving him tips. Oh, bro, imagine that.
And Bowden Barrett, bro. Imagine being Teddy, and then Daniel Carter and Bowden Barrett rock up to the Blues. Like the two best in the last 20 years.
Have you seen Longest Yard?
Yeah.
That's like that dude with all the black dudes running over the hill. No, I never get to play.
That's when you're doing extras, eh, bro? You're just there for 2 hours after training, bro.
Stay back and do some hill sprints. Stay back and do extras.
But he's killing it though, bro. Teddy Black, he's just cool, calm, and collected, bro. He's a as well.
Because everyone was like, because all of us Canes, we're like supporters, were like, oh, they should put him at 5'8" or whatever, but. He is a fullback, hey, Bowden Barrett, and I think because they have Teddy Black there, they don't, they should put him fullback. But he's been underperforming, so who knows? They might change it around later, or I guess we'll have to find out, eh? Who knows?
That's true. They could always just chop him, like get Teddy to start, and then him come in later and take over or something, okay?
Something like that, because
mix it up. But bro. So. Yeah, bro, I've got some questions, bro. Didn't we hit you with some questions?
For sure. Go ahead.
Bro, this is one of the questions I always ask people, bro, to get the old questions, like, get it flowing, bro. So what was the last thing you Googled?
The last thing I Googled?
Yeah, G, have a look.
Oh, I'll go on my phone. All right, let's see.
Bro, my one was how to stretch your shoulder after sleeping wrong. Fuck, I'm old when you're doing those ones. Up to.
Are you sleeping?
Bro, you on the couch one day, no blanket, cold air.
No blanket. Mine was, this is kind of embarrassing, Super Bowl XLIX. So I didn't know how to read Roman numerals. And it was...
Oh, really?
I found a Seattle Seahawk thing when I was op shopping.
Yo.
And it said Super Bowl XIX XL or whatever. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And it turned out to be the 2015 Super Bowl, but I was like, I didn't know what year it was. You know what I mean? I was like, what number is XLIX? That's what I did. Yeah, bro.
And bro, another one is okay. Bro, you hard and fast or you slow and soft?
What the fuck? I'd say hard and fast.
Are you just your da-da?
I don't know. I guess slow and soft sounds a bit sus or something, bro. A bit fruity or something.
Oh, essential, bro. You mean? Don't you reckon, cuzzy? You know, taking your time.
I don't know, bro. Nah, I'd have to say hard and fast, bro.
Yeah, fair.
A little bit competitive. I don't know what we're talking about, but I'm just gonna.
Oh, you tell me, G. What comes to mind?
Mate, you're the one asking the question. You're trying to pull me in a trap here.
Okay, bro. What's your favorite brand? That's topical, especially since you're in the thrift shop.
Brand?
Yeah, it could be anything, bro. Your favorite brand? What pops to mind, G?
That's a really, really tough one, bro. A brand. that I would.
I'd say biscuit man.
Fuck me. What do I always wear? I don't even know, bro. I've never really been a big one on brands. Hey, like I've never been had a real sense of fashion. I just wear random as shit, literally.
What looks cool? Whatever you think's mean.
Not even looking cool. I just comfy. That's always been my main thing. Comfy, eh? Like that's why all my threads and stuff now, I'm just going for because the first shirts I got, they weren't comfy, and I was like, I would never wear this. And if I'm not going to wear it, why would anyone else wear it?
100, bro.
You know, I love the brand, and I don't even want to wear it. So why would anyone that doesn't even know about it wear it? So ever since then, my hats have been, I've worn them, and I'm like, I want this one. This shirt, bro, this is like one of the most expensive hoodies that I could possibly source to get. But I mean, it's the comfiest one I ever put on. So I was like, this is the one. I don't want the shit. I don't want the shit JB wear one. I want this AS color one. You know what I mean? I don't want no JB wear. So
I don't want no returns. Oh, bro, I'll just try it on your hoodie, G. Rubbish.
Yeah, take it back. But people hit me up. It's good. It's good because people hit me up and they're like, so warm, so soft. You know, it's beautiful. So that means a lot to me, and that's why. But I think, bro, favorite brand. That's it's a really hard one. I'd say.
Bro, what about rugby boot? Hey, what's your go-to, or is it more about looks as well? X-Blades.
X-Blades.
For the goosey.
X-Blades. My mate got a pair of X-Blades. Don't diss him. He's a front rower too. You got a pair of X-Blades.
What, sliding in the scrum?
Yeah, it must be, yeah. I got I've always liked Adidas for when it comes to footy boots. They've been my go-to. I've had a pair of Adidas boots I haven't played for 3 years, but I bought a pair in NZ when I was over there from an Adidas shop, and that's when I sort of getting a bit more serious. So I got steel caps, steel studs, and all that, and they were nice boots, bro. But now I think I'm going more for a light and because I'm not the biggest flanker, I sort of got to be. I'm working more on my agility and speed work and all that sort of stuff. And I want to wear mad boots. I don't want to wear big hunky boots, big slow boots. So I want to get I don't want to get super flies because that's too much. But some Nike, light Nike boots. And I think with ACL injuries, apparently, my physio has been talking to me about the study they did with I can't remember the fullback's name. He's an NRL fullback, and he did his knee a few times, and he only wears like molded studs with short molded studs. Okay. Because they don't grip into the turf as much. Because my boots, especially my boots, they really sink into the turf. So if you try to change direction or you slip, your foot gets stuck and your knee pivots or your ankle pivots, not your foot on the turf. You know what I mean? So, and obviously the weakest link is going to break. So if your knee has a history, which mine does, you're going to do your ACL again. So. So that's why, So, he showed me the study and he's been talking to him, and he's the best physio in Toowoomba, sports physio. And I trust him. I've been seeing him since I was 14. So, man, I definitely think I'm going to get molded boots. So going to go for Nike, I think. Get some Nike,
let's go.
Some flash boots, some flash Nike. Yeah, bro.
So, bro, do you believe in the supernatural, G? You believe in ghosts?
Supernatural.
Or like aliens, anything.
Oh, well, I can't say I believe in aliens, but they got to exist for sure. Like, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but just to think we're the only people in the universe, and the universe is expanding exponentially as we speak. Like, it's just nuts to think that we could be we're the only people in. No, it can't be true, bro. No way.
No way, eh? There's got to be something smarter than us, bro.
That's like only having one breed of fish in the whole ocean. Like, there's no way. Like, look, something like that. It can't be true, bro. No way. And I think we just don't have the technology yet to figure it out. But like a few hundred years ago, the Earth was flat and we rotated around. The sun rotated around us, bro. So
that's right.
We're learning pretty quick. So hopefully we'll figure it out soon enough. But
everyone was boosting around in a ship.
Yeah,
now we're flying cars.
Riding a horse everywhere.
Bro, Bro, and I'll hit you with one more, Kazi. What else have
Yeah.
I got? Bro, when a girl says hey on Tinder, what are you going to say back?
Right. Usually the ones that
Or
say
you've
hey.
got all the apps.
Usually the ones that say hey to me, not worth saying hey back. So.
It's always the one with the group photo, and you don't know who it is.
It's like, which one?
Not the one you hope.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, usually when they say hey, it's like, oh, fuck, why'd I do that? Unmatch that one.
Unmatch on Sunday, not on Saturday. Go through your phone hard. Copy and paste the pickup line.
Yeah, literally, wow.
Yeah, Kazi. Well, yeah, what do you reckon? Anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me. Tell
Bro,
me
can
about...
I take a quick break, bro? Go for a quick wee?
Yeah, for sure, lad. For sure.
Yo, Kazi, I'm back.
Hey, we're back. Yeah, tell me about Tau Taco Tuesday. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes. Tau Toko. So it's Tau Toko. So, bro, Tau Toko means support and Māori.
Okay. Actually,
Sorry.
sorry. Before you talk, you've reminded me of one other thing I want to talk to you about. I'll just write it down so I do not forget it.
Okay.
But keep going about Tau Taco Tuesday if you like, and I'll just write it down real quick.
All right, Tau Taco Tuesday. It's just an initiative, bro. So every Tuesday, I encourage everybody to reach out to that one person, bro, and make the first step, man. Because, it's just like if you're lying in bed with a little Gilsey, bro, and you're like, fuck, should I make the first move? Or is she going to make the first move? Why didn't she make the first move? Oh, okay. Oh, well, I won't make the first move. And I think it's just, it's common with Boysies, man, that like, they're like, oh, hey, no, he hasn't texted me in ages. Like, that cunt mustn't like me. Sorry, excuse me.
No, you're
Ooly Keint. And then... so it's just kind of encourage you to be the one to reach out and catch up with that friend that you haven't spoken to in ages, man, because I know when I get a phone call from the Boysie, I am hissing. Thanks for making my day.
It's mad feeling, hey, bro. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Surprise calls. So, and even like, bro, you got to ring your mum, man. Like, obviously my mum's back home. So it's just like, I don't know, just encourage because people get busy, man. So, and I'm just trying to bring a little bit of light to your day. So Tau Taco Tuesday is all about reaching out, making the first move, catching up with the bro skinny and with the Gilsey. Or maybe even just dropping that line on that Gilsey that you've, always been a little bit too scared about. Have that coffee, bro, and just go.
A year 12 crush.
Where's she at these days? Oh,
yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, bro. And then, we've got a great response. And, I really do it. And I get a lot of my mates ring me and like catch up with me. And obviously I'm the one that's ringing about 6 of my mates. So,
awesome.
I encourage it, bro, because you do get like that some days. You're like, man, I haven't heard from that follower in ages. You're like, I'm not going to make an effort because he hasn't made an effort with me. But if we just encourage everyone to make that effort, bro.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Comes around in circles, G. Yeah.
That's really good, man. I think it's obviously quite a simple initiative, but I think, just seeing it, if you, just seeing other people do it as well would be quite, because I didn't really know what it was. And I'm like, what is this, man? Like, what is he?
What's this fella's about?
What's he on about, So, but yeah, that's really cool, man. Yeah, definitely.
I didn't, bro. That's good. I need to explain it every now and then, especially if only just jumped on board. So, yeah, man, it's awesome, bro. And I drive a lot for my work, bro. And I'm honestly the fella that rings everyone, Jay. Like people don't even. That's why I make a joke about like my phone's on airplane mode. Everyone knows my number fully charged because I'm the one that's ringing you, bro, hassling you about like surely pick up, surely go 5 minutes for the cuss. Yeah. So yeah, bro. That's what that's about, and we've actually released the Tau Tiki t-shirts. So
yeah, I saw that,
which are really cool, and we're just selling those so we can raise a little bit of money to give back to I Am Hope, which is it's just an organisation back home that raise money for counselling for like young fellas coming through, and just they're just really really good, bro. And this year they weren't able to do like a big fundraising thing, so. Yeah, I don't know. It all swings and roundabouts, bro. And I think it all starts when you being a young fella, or Boysie or Gilsey, and you just being able to just like talk about your feelings and being aware about it, and like having role models in your life that are talking about these things. Because if you never see your parents be vulnerable, you're like, that isn't a norm or anything. So I think it all starts when you're young, and bro, everyone's got some trauma, eh? Like everyone's got something that they had to deal with, bro. So yeah, we really kind of encourage that, and it just kind of starts with young people, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, that's good, bro. That's good. No, that's awesome. I'm really quite interested in that. So I'm glad I remembered. Yeah. And the other thing that you reminded me about, and I've never really, it's always something that's always fascinated me, but I've never really asked anyone. Are you Māori yourself?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. Because I've got a couple of Māori mates, but I've never really asked them, you know?
Never had them up? Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's the go? No, not the go, but New Zealand is very integrated with its Indigenous culture, obviously.
Of course.
Do you think that as well?
For sure. I'm actually studying mental health at the moment, bro. And one of the first topics we're studying is the Aboriginal and European kind of thing. And that compared to New Zealand there's a huge difference, bro. And we're definitely integrated.
Yeah, bro. Like I just see like everything I see, like especially when I went there. Like in Australia, a lot of the town names and all of that are in an Indigenous language, Indigenous meanings and all that sort of stuff. But not culturally in any other way really is our society, especially in big cities, man. Like maybe when you go out my way, it is. But yeah, big cities, man. Like I think, you know, they do have like NAIDOC Week, which is really good, and lots of other initiatives, and the NRL and the AFL, you know, they do their Indigenous rounds and jerseys and all that sort of stuff. But compared to NZ, like it's just a whole nother level over there. And I think, yeah, so cool. And I wish they did it here. I don't know why it's not the same. You know what I mean? What do you think it is? Do you think it's, why is it so different, man?
I think Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples were definitely a lot more peaceful than some of the Māori tribes, man. Like I think the Māori tribes definitely fought back and obviously had the land wars.
Right.
And when the Europeans came, man, and that's why we eventually got the treaty in 1840 and then kind of settled that and then kind of respected each other. So it was like a joint community. Whereas, man, like I've just recently started looking into Australian kind of history, bro, and just the way, I don't know. I just don't think the Europeans in the early 1900s, man, had any respect for the Indigenous of Australia, man. And I think to this day, I think there's still a huge shift, man, especially with the stolen generation. And also it's tough, man, with the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. They, like, how many different languages there were? I think the spoken language was like over 400 languages. Yeah. And so they're different. Whereas in Māori, man, there is just that one language. So it's easy. Well, sorry, there might be different dialects, but different things have got different words, different meanings, but it's a lot easier than in Australia, man. But I think that's definitely changing in Australia, but slowly. But like what you said about the big cities, like it's definitely, I think you just don't come across it, man. Don't even think about it. But I could even just tell by your accent and the way you speak, man. It's a lot different than, say, an Aussie fella will speak in the city.
Right.
Like I think you definitely come across Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, I'm guessing, from where you first lived? Or?
Right, yeah. I think it's just like, just everyone out home sort of speaks a little bit like that, I guess. I don't know if it's from them or it's just how everyone out there talks, but and everyone says to me like, oh, are you Kiwi or are you South African or are you fucking Aboriginal or whatever? And that kind of annoys me a little bit, but in a way, I guess, I don't know, it's, I guess it's just how I grew up. And my teacher used to, because I did homeschool, and I used to go out and work on a cattle station because we live on a cattle station. And I go out and we call it the camp. So the camp is like, because the station is so it's 2.2 million acres. So it's 8,900 square hectares. So it's quite, not square hectares, square kilometers. So 8,900 square kilometers. So you can't live at the station, at the homestead, we call it, where all the houses are. If you're out on the other side of the property, you know, mustering or whatever, the cattle, you can't come back and camp the night, because if you've got to get up at dawn to shift the cattle, you got to be there. You know what I mean? So we camp at the mustering camp. We camp out there. So I used to go out for like a week, and then I'd come back and do my homeschool, and I'd be talking different.
Wow.
Because all the ringers, all of us ringers and shit, they all, you know, would just talk a bit, and, you know, you say, I guess, you know, slang words and Indigenous words, and, you know, just shit like murdy, and you say like Spanish words like amigo and hombre and just random shit, you know, just all a bit of a G up and stuff. So, but yeah, and so even when I was like, a little kid, I guess, and I used to live in a town called Baduri. So that's do you know Birdsville? You ever heard of Birdsville, bro?
I haven't, bro, to be honest.
Oh, it's mainly a Queensland. Yeah, so it's like I guess they're Indigenous towns, Aboriginal towns in far southwest Queensland, or far south Queensland, actually. And I lived about 30 minutes outside of Baduri. So I did 2 years of state school in Baduri, at Baduri State School, and a lot of Indigenous kids there. And one of my best mates, Yaron Lewington, he's Indigenous kid. And I guess it's just who you hang around with. You start speaking the way they speak, I guess. And so people, I guess it sort of stuck with me a little bit. But I try to not speak as, you know what I mean? Try to speak more, I don't know, because people tell me all the time when they meet me. Yeah, I guess, because people, tell me what, like yourself, you're saying, you speak this way or whatever, but I don't know.
But I like it, man. It's your own kind of
I just don't want to come off like I'm trying to be like someone I'm not or something like that, you know what I mean? Because I think it might have, because I don't.
You don't come across that way, man. You don't.
Oh, that's good.
I obviously haven't met you in person, so first time I'm talking, but it comes across natural. But I talk like that as well. I say Kazi and Boysie and all sorts of things. And I'm supposed to be adult too, so.
Exactly.
But what you're saying about integration, bro, I think there's, like in the big city, man, like, you just don't come across an Indigenous, unfortunately, because they've been pushed out, man. And just obviously they've got their culture is connected to the land, they coexist. Their dreaming, everything, their kind of law. It's just so different than how we live in our little concrete jungle. So I think if you don't come across people, you never meet them, you're going to judge them on face value.
Yeah.
Whereas you've lived out in the far reaches, and you can understand each other, integration and stuff. Like in New Zealand, we're just lucky. We're just a small kind of country, and you're going to come across all sorts of different people, and you just kind of respect people. There's still racism, but I think Australia's just a bigger country, and it's just got a long way to come. Bro.
Yeah, a long way.
Older generation, long way.
We're still living in, like if you compare New Zealand, if you say New Zealand should be what modern day integration looks like of course there's going to be, racists. Like, I don't know. I don't even know if that'll ever go away. Like, hopefully one day, but I mean, it's still everywhere I look, bro. And it's, even as a European, like you still see it, you know what I mean? So I can't imagine what the people on the other end of it would be seeing it,
Of course,
so,
man.
but like, in Australia, bro, like when I was in NZ and we were staying in the backpacker hotel and shit in Wellington. Actually, Wellington was a bit of a letdown, bro. Because not going to be honest, because I love the Keints, and we were at the South Island and we're in Christchurch and all that. And then we lush. We flew. Oh, it was lovely. And then we flew across, and I was like, finally going to be in Wellington. It's my team. I can't wait to see the city and all this. Then we got there, bro, and I was just like, fuck, man. Let's go to Auckland.
Rubbish. Was it raining and windy? Was it, bro?
Yeah, bro. It was like cloud. It's just a drizzly day, and my mum got hit by a car and all this crazy.
What?
Nah, she just got.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she all good, but I don't know, bro. It's just bad vibes. I don't know. This wasn't what I was imagining. You know what I mean? Especially after seeing Christchurch and all that. So.
It's beautiful down there, bro. Wellies it's tough, man. Like it's beautiful on a good day, but that's once in a blue moon, guys.
Yeah, the swirls. I know why they call them the swirls and the canes now. So yeah, right. But yeah, man, and just like when we turn the telly on, like you just have your normal news. Like we have Channel 9, Channel 7, or whatever over here. They greet in Māori, they greet in Māori, and then they have. Like Māori subtitles, and I think that even though that's a really small thing, it's obviously, it's not fair, but what would you say? Like it's inclusive of everyone because I was watching this documentary with the Keints, and they travel around to all the different like rural communities and the Māori communities, and they got a translator, and one of the players in the squad speaks fluent. So he's like translating to them and all this. And I think just shit like that, man. It's like, it's just nothing like that ever happens here. Like, or you don't see it or anything, you know what I mean? So it's just like, it's just so different, bro. And I don't know if it'll ever happen because of the languages and and all of that as well, I guess makes it hard. But yeah.
We've got a lot of like Pacific Islanders as well, bro. That come as well, and obviously they speak Tongan or Sa or Fijian, whatever, man. So we're pretty lucky. It's just like a melting pot. But I think, I don't know, man. Like Māori culture, like it's cool. Like we've done, the haka's cool and they were warriors.
The haka's cool, yeah.
Yeah, and to speak to them was, that's cool as well, and that's saying.
Sorry, what was that, bro?
Sorry, te reo Māori. So that's how you sound like when you speak.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah. Sorry, you have to teach me some of this stuff because I don't know what you're talking about.
It's I don't know, like it is cool. Well, I see it as cool. So people around, especially with the haka and that, bro. So yeah, we're super lucky, bro. Obviously got a long way to come as well. But there's also like primary schools and like pre-primaries that are like fully Māori, and they just teach
and even
customs and teach language and stuff. Yeah, and
because I was looking at doing chiropractor at the Auckland School of Chiropractor or whatever university. Yeah. And I was looking at other courses and stuff, and they have whole courses simply dedicated to Pacific Island history, Pacific Island speaking, Māori speaking, and all these sorts of. And it's just like it's literally everywhere you look, right? It's everywhere, and it's just like and like just everything, just driving around, like the names of places as in Māori, and you got the symbols everywhere, like I don't know what you call them, bro. Those
like koru designs.
Yeah, the
artwork.
Yeah, art with the artwork, bro. So it's everywhere you look, you know what I mean? Whereas in Australia, you see Indigenous stuff here and there, but it's not really the same, It's like it's just not. Yeah, I guess like I was saying, it's just not integrated as well.
I do, bro. I feel that for sure, man. Like, like. Yeah, I could go to, I don't know, like if you go to a kid in a primary school, like would they know what mob is from around Sydney? Like I don't know, like would they know? Are they interested? Do they learn the local dialect, like a few words in that? Like I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's sad, man. Like I feel there's a differently. People don't want to know, but there was like the stolen generation was until like 1960s, man. And
it's crazy, bro. That's like 50 years.
This is crazy. It's like 50 years ago, bro. And there's still like things that are like, so there's like a big trust thing, and there's a huge trust thing, bro. So yeah, hopefully.
Just think like, I think our Prime Minister the only formal apology for that happened in like 2010 or something like that.
That's right. It was, bro.
Yeah. And that was the only thing to ever happen sort of in reconciliation for that really was an apology from our Prime Minister in 2010. So it's a shit like that, bro. And I see it all the time. Like obviously the Christchurch massacre, was that last year, bro? Like rest in peace, all those people.
Yeah.
But I think one of our politicians, like some of the politicians over here, bro, are a little bit far right, very far right. And just some of the things they say, like, I don't know if you saw it circulate on Facebook. There's obviously a lot of disinformation on Facebook, but one of the things I saw was one of our politicians was saying,
bro, I saw that, Jay.
Did you see that?
He released like a statement or something, hey?
He released
about the Christchurch?
Yeah, about the massacre. And he said if they had stricter immigration policies and restricted the people of that culture, obviously the Muslim people, then shit like that wouldn't happen. And it's just like, how in any way does that make any sense? Like, how could you, and as a person of a political power, how can you have those views? How do they even get into power, those sort of people? And just the fact that in Australia, you got people like that, I forget that guy's name, him, Pauline Hanson, who people actually can support their views and stuff. Like they have support. That's why they have a seat in Parliament. Like that's it's disturbing, bro. Like, my days, and then man, like that, we should be.
Is that the guy that got egged?
Yeah,
he was the guy that got egged by Egg Boy.
That's why he got egged by Egg Boy. that was nuts. I was nuts. And then he punched him in the face, bro.
Bro, he swung that.
He swung. That kid was 17, bro. That was a minor, and he punched him in the head, bro, or something. And it's just like, and then all those Nazis and shit grabbed him and like had him in a headlock. It's like, bro, literally, like, yeah.
But it's cool though. Like we can have these conversations, man, and kind of generations coming through now can kind of that recognize it, man, and especially like the Black Lives Matter kind of thing. I know there's like a lot of people say it's just a conspiracy to make us think about other things and what's really going on in the world. But
Yeah.
just being able to talk about racism, bro, you couldn't have done this years ago. And even just with mental health, it's just like with anything, man, there's a stigma around just all this kind of things created by the older generations. So it's good that we're having these conversations, man, because it still all comes down to education. Like if you educate yourself
exactly, bro,
on anything, you know, like I don't know much about the Nation of Islam, so like Muslims, and then I went listen to some YouTube videos, bro, and then I know all about it now. And so
the information's everywhere, bro. Hey, literally, it's everywhere, bro. And it's so easy to collect these days, like with the internet and everything. And I think that maybe that's why the new generation is shifting towards, you know, that sort of thing compared to the ones we've been brought up on believing and all that sort of stuff from our older generations.
That's true.
Possibly, I don't know, but yeah. But like, yeah, bro. Like, I was a big supporter of the Black Lives Matter. Mainly, I'm not too fussed about America simply because I don't live there. But I was annoyed with people who were saying shit like, "Oh yeah, it only happens in America" and all that. And I was like, and these are Aussies saying it, and I'm like, bro, do you even like one of my mates I played footy with, bro? He was really against it on Facebook, and fuck, I had a big argument with him, and well, not an argument, but I was just trying to show him, like, bro, just look outside, like, just look around you, you know what I mean? Like, it's everywhere. You haven't seen it, or you don't believe it, and all this, and I was just, people were saying me, like, a couple of my friends are messaging me, they're like, I don't want to sound racist or whatever, because I'm not, but like, that's always a classic. That's always a classic. That's the classic one. And they say like, but why are you supporting the Black Lives Matter because you're not black? And I was like, that's not what it's about. You know what I mean? I was like, that's the whole point of the movement. It's not about, and obviously this is just my opinion, so I don't know if I'm right.
Yeah, for sure.
And someone might get angry at me or for saying it, but I'm just saying, like, it's not about necessarily about black people fighting because they've been oppressed and they are oppressed and the system's oppressing them. It's mainly about just educating everyone who doesn't understand, man, because how are we going to change? How is their situation getting any better if everyone who is not in their situation doesn't understand and doesn't know? Or like, I could never understand what any person of color has been through if they have been through something, and they most likely have been. But especially in Australia or New Zealand or wherever, you know what I mean? So I'll never understand that, but what I can do to help is educate myself. And I think if everyone had a mindset where they're going to educate themselves and try and make a little bit of a difference, even if it's just yourself, then, it's going to make a difference, isn't it? Like, so yeah.
I agree totally, man. I agree.
Our Prime Minister said there was no slavery in Australia. Did you see that, bro? Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
He said someone asked him something and he said there was no slavery in Australia. And I was like, bro, they're literally, there was all these articles about it and shit. Like, oh my days, bro. Because there was obviously the big, the enslavement of the Pacific Island people for Queensland sugarcane cutting in like the 1920s and all that. Like, did you know about that, bro? You look like you didn't know about that.
I didn't.
Maybe as a New Zealand, but in Queensland, up in Bundaberg and all that, where the sugarcane comes from, bro. Yeah. They enslaved fucking Pac Islanders, bro. And here's a man saying it didn't happen, and and then the next day he's like, "Oh, my apologies, it did happen." Like,
you rookie, bro. Can't take it back now.
He said that on live television, like. And then it's crazy, bro. If you ever see, I guess it's sort of died down a little bit now, but all the coverage on the BLM movements and stuff in Australia, you go in the comments, bro. And I was going in the comments on Facebook, and just the people and what they're saying. Oh my days, bro. It's just like nothing's even changed. You know what I mean? It's not
so ignorant, eh?
Ignorance,
and it's just like, well, it's hard, bro, because you need to look inside and go, where do my preconceived views come from? So why do I think this way? Oh, it's because someone that was older than me has told me that this is the way. But then where did they learn it from? So you need to go educate yourself to figure that things out for yourself. Or another way it might be, say, fucking someone robs your house, and it just turns out it might have been a person of any descent, say Greek, say they were, I don't know, just anything, or Lebanese, and they came and robbed your house, so you're automatically going to chuck everyone who's Lebanese into that category and say they're bad eggs because they've robbed me. But you need to go, no, there's good and bad within everybody. So it's just education again, man. And just most racist views are just told to you from someone else. Like Asian drivers are bad drivers. I've never seen Asian drivers being bad drivers, but it's just because it's just the saying because somebody made that up and makes everybody think that.
Yeah, literally.
It's just,
and I think things like that aren't, the people don't think are racist because obviously they're not discrimination, but they are. This is what I was talking to my mate about. It's not just a lot of the things we have. They're not discrimination, but they're just. It's like, it's association or it's stereotypical. You know what I mean? So Asians are good at math. Well, that's not actually racial discrimination, but that's a stereotype that might offend. Like I literally had a Chinese mate who was terrible at math. Like we were both in the same math class and we sucked. And so I used to say to him like, "Why aren't you good at math, bro?" And he's like, "Don't say that, bro." Like, you know what I mean? So it's just stuff like that. And it's, even though it's not, it's just little things like people have, like Islanders are good at rugby. Another one. You know what I mean? And all these, or they're big and strong. You know what I mean? Like it's not even a bad thing because it's good to be good at rugby or big and strong. But it's still a stereotypical thing that we have based on a person's race or descent. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I agree.
It's crazy stuff like that, bro. Yeah. But yeah, that's what if to anyone still wondering what the Black Lives Matter movement is about, like just look it up, man, and educate yourself because that's what you got to do, man. That's what you got to do.
You got to do, man, for sure. So yeah, bro. So what's the future coming for Ooly King?
Ooly Keint. Well, I think we got the winter drop at the moment, still on. Is anyone still chasing a hoodie? We got a few left. Beanies are still on. Probably going to restock caps. This isn't actually. Oh, this cap, bro. I thought you might have commented.
I know that one, G. Correct.
I thought you might have actually commented. I was swearing on. I was like,
Brotown.
I actually found this at an op shop in NZ when I was on tour. That was.
Oh, did you?
So we pulled up at this shop. I did a Snapchat. I was going to look at my memories, but we pulled up at this little town on the South Island. I cannot remember what it was called. And it was like our first day, and we pulled up and had a feed and stuff. And then it was me and the other flanker, and he's actually from out home where I live, so I know him pretty well. And we and it was like 10 minutes till the bus was going to leave, and everyone's getting back on. And then we looked across the car park, and there's it says like $1 shop over there.
Yo.
And I was like, yo, and it wasn't a Vinnie's and it wasn't a Salvo's, which is like all of them in Australia. And I was like, yo, let's go check it out. And so we fucking run over there, and I walk in, bro, and there's like this big bucket on the ground full of caps, $1 caps. And this baby was sitting right on the top, right there on the top. And I was like, that's Brotown. And I was like, cop that brand new. Oh man. So, and then it was funny because later we went to a big museum I think it was I can't remember if it was in Auckland or if it might have been in Auckland or Hamilton or probably Auckland, big museum. And they actually had a Pacific Island and a Māori section of their culture and history and all that. And right at the end of the museum, we went through everything and all the Anzacs and all that. And there was one big thing on the wall with all this Brotown stuff in it. Literally in the museum. So we're learning about all this New Zealand culture and all the history of everything, and the treaties and the Anzacs and everything. And then right at the end, they got Brotown right there.
You must know about Brotown.
Yeah, and I was like, no way, Brotown. And so I got a photo, and I had this hat on, and I was like, I should donate it to the piece, to the Brotown piece. And I was like, nah.
It's just too good, bro.
Yeah, it's too good to pass up. So, but yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, bro. Mean chat.
Yeah, bro. Thanks for your chat, cuz. Thanks
for talking to me about some of that stuff, hey, because obviously,
sure, man,
mental health, and just talk, because I don't get to talk to many people about that sort of stuff, especially like the Indigenous stuff, and Like obviously, yeah.
It's tough, bro, because people don't want to talk about it, man, because it's hard, man. Like
It's a hard conversation, yeah.
It's a tarnish on Australian history, bro. Like it's got a dark cloud. So yeah, awesome that you bring it up, bro. You're a talented young man, bro.
Thank you very much,
bro. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time, mate. And good luck with Boysie. And I'll definitely be keeping in touch and
Bro,
I might definitely Talk Tuesday. I'll be reaching out to all the boys. And thanks for telling me what it's all about. So yeah,
for sure.
It's cool, man. All right, no worries. You have a good weekend, bruv.
You too, Cuzzy. Up the Keints.
Up the Keints. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's
Later,
go,
brother.
man. See you, man. Catch ya.